J-Dog. Round 0 is in the books. We're here to have a cracking talk about some cracking football that happened over the weekend. J-Dog, great to have you back, my friend. Did you get a chance to look at the games? Did you get a chance to listen to the results? Your thoughts, your feelings on the magnificence that was round 0?
Yeah, next question.
Okay,
Loved
fantastic. Hey, viewers, listeners, great to have you back. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe either on the podcast or the YouTube channel, because the more people that get to experience us each and every single week, the more money we make.
Yeah, apparently.
We're kidding.
Apparently, we are making a lot.
Apparently, we don't work.
Apparently,
some of the people on
apparently YouTube pays really well, and you can make lots of money off 200 subscribers. Apparently,
we know that is not true. But more importantly, what we do know is, it was round 0. It's all kicked off. I'm going to go through really high level regarding the games, and then I've got a couple of big topics I want to get stuck into as well, too, which we've written down. One being, has the dreaded curse of the ACL already struck down 2 clubs' potential grand final / premiership tilts? And I think one is going to be severely haunted by what happened on the weekend. But before we do so, J-Dog, I want to have a look at the ladder. So tilt your head to the right-hand side.
Rightio.
There's only 4 teams. Now, who would ever thought this, regardless of whether it's 4 games, 8 games, any games, that the Gold Coast Suns would be sitting live on the top of the AFL ladder with the GWS Giants, Sydney Swans, and Carlton rounding out the top 4. And all the other teams, Brisbane, Melbourne, Collingwood, and Richmond, the other 4 teams sitting in. So you can lose and still make the 8. That is how stuffed up round 0 was when it came to the AFL. And then we've obviously got the remainders sitting there as well. We won't talk about them because they did not play, but it'll all be kicking off later this week with round 1 on Thursday night, Richmond and Carlton, to really kick off the season itself too. J-Dog, takeaways from the weekend's games. Can I quickly run through them?
Go your hardest, my little friend.
All right, my big sexy beast of a friend. All right, first and foremost, this weekend's round of footy, which was last weekend's round of footy, round 0, ACLs have cost potentially Brisbane and Carlton a premiership. Kitty Coleman going down is arguably their best backman going besides Harris Andrews. He was virtually best on ground for Brisbane on the grand final last year. It was starting off immensely well and then did his knee in an innocuous kicking incident. And if you have a look as well, too, Sam Doherty's gone down for his 3rd ACL. Throw that in with 2 bouts of cancer. He is the bread and butter. He is the Vegemite on the Carlton toast. He is the soul. He is the vibe. He is the Marbo of that team. And him not being there for the remainder of the season is going to leave a massive hole for the on-field leadership of those 2 teams. So I think it's going to be a travesty with those 2 going down with ACLs. I think it's going to hurt Brisbane more because Daniel Rich is gone. Coleman was that rebounder off halfback. He's not there now. I don't know who automatically steps in because it is the way the game is playing. Long kicking, hard kicking off the back line is something that clubs need to be able to do, and Brisbane have lost 2 in 2 years with Rich and now Coleman going down. So that was the first thing I wanted to really bring up, was the ACL issue is going to be massive for those 2 clubs.
Can I get real with you for a second?
Yep.
I wouldn't call Doherty anything of Carlton other than someone who's been around for Carlton for a long time.
Okay, his name's Doherty. So
Doherty, yeah. Well, I'm with that today. That's my attitude. That's my long weekend attitude.
I don't know why you've got to be a tude.
I'm sorry, but Peps, really? Another back flanker? Whatever. Roll a new one in.
He's good.
Is he really good?
No, he is good. He almost won a Norm Smith last year. If Brisbane had won, he would have got the Normie.
No. Not Kitty Coleman.
Oh, Doherty?
Yeah.
I think
let's be real of where Carlton are at now.
Mm.
He's okay.
No, he's more than serviceable. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not like Ollie Wines, like serviceable.
No. Ollie Wines is not serviceable.
No, we'll get onto that a little bit later on as well. Also, decent Swans, a shocking way to start off the first game of the year. First of all, AFL, probably not a good idea to be playing games in Northern Queensland first week of March. Still very, very hot at that particular time. Wet season time, not very good at all. And when you got when you got a game that has 87% humidity, Go into the shower, ladies and gentlemen, drop the soap, and then try and pick it up and think that's what a footballer's like for the first 3 quarters of that game. It was not that flash. What I will say, though, is my boys, the Ds, have to have a really good hard look at themselves. First and foremost, get some balls.
Well, hang on.
I'm having a crack.
Before you go off, we need some siren effects because you're already calling. You're declaring. Are you declaring emergency already at the D's after round 0?
No. What I am declaring is simply this, J-Dog. If the D's do not man up and start protecting Gawn off the ball, it's going to be a very long season. You watch, that fracture is going to turn into the Grand Canyon very, very quickly. I'll be shattered if they don't stand up. Port Adelaide have done it.
Zach Butters did it.
Yeah, many years ago when we went. They still do it. Get some balls, boys, and protect your captain, because I'm sick and tired of seeing it every single week. Grundy comes along after 1 week and just destroyed Gawn and getting smacked off the ball. The tactics that they used against him was sensational. Sydney decimated the Ds. Goodwin needs to have a good hard look at himself. He does not change the game plan during a game whatsoever. There is no plan B. His alphabet is Alpha, and that's it.
If I'm going to sit here
There's no 25 letters after it. And
if I'm going to sit here for a whole season and just hear you go off.
The forward line issues, I'm giving them a break because it wasn't the conditions to do so. All right. But you might want to lift up this week as well, because you're playing the Bulldogs after 10 days off. You should absolutely smash them, because I don't rate the Dogs. I don't care what anybody says. I do not rate them whatsoever. If you want to have a crack at me, listeners and viewers, be my guest.
You asking my highlight?
Yep.
It was when, I think it was Rampy, just like gave Bailey Fritsch the biggest don't argue you've ever seen in your whole life. That was pretty good.
Is that before or after Fritsch kicked 4 at him?
Doesn't matter. It was good seeing Fritchie just getting smacked to the ground.
I will say Van Rooyen's backflip goal and he dropped the mark and it bounced off his lower leg and then went through was another highlight. Friday night, Brisbane Lions. Oh, you are the great pretenders. Again. You've done it again. Carlton, they reckon that they should be premiership favourites. I don't know. But I can tell you something. The way that they came back was beautiful to watch. It was gorgeous to watch. Harry Mackay kicked straight. That's all he needs to do. They hunt, they gather, and they slaughtered the Lions. The Lions, downhill skiers at their finest on the weekend. They should have put them away by a hundred at one stage.
Last week, you were saying that the Lions are a shoo-in for the final top 4, top 2 probably because they've got so many games that they won't lose a game.
Yep. Exactly right.
They've lost the first game.
Exactly. At home.
You put the Moz on them.
46 points up. Fagan's got issues up there. Their mental toughness.
Hang on.
I've seen babies in the crib with more mental toughness than Brisbane.
You said that they're not going to lose a game up there. It was your declaration of the week doing your ladder.
That's true, and I'm wrong already. So they stuffed it up them, absolutely stuffed it up them, and well done to the Blues. Very, very convincing win. I watched a belter of a game on Saturday night, which was the GWS Giants versus Collingwood. Now, can I say something? If the GWS Giants are not a team that you have to tune into every single week, you've got rocks in your head. They are fast, they're brutal, they're exciting, they've got a forward line that delivers, they've got a midfield that hums, and their back line is tighter than Jamie's wallet on his shout. That is how stiff they are behind the ball. They made Collingwood look second rate, and if you reckon Melbourne had a premiership hangover and Geelong had one, get out the Panadol, Collingwood, because you are still on yours. You look second rate and you did not look threatening whatsoever. So very, very lovely what the Giants did. Last but not least, Gold Coast Suns. They played a second-rate Richmond. That should have been a hungy. Should have been a hungy. Matt Rowell, you are a beast. Noah Anderson, you're a spunk rat. Ben King, love what you do. And I hope we get more of that from the Gold Coast Suns every single week, because we need Gold Coast to be strong. We need GWS to be strong. And we need Richmond to suffer because they've given us torment for many years. And we want Collingwood supporters to suck it because we're sick and tired of hearing them being Collingwood when they started chanting Giants, Giants. Oh, it made my lips tingle. It was that good. So that's what I got out of those first 4 games. It was a cracking start to the season, but it's really going to be kicking off this weekend, and I can't wait for that to happen, J-Dog.
So let's talk about some of the things in those games that I observed.
Yep.
How did you mind the Brisbane Carlton game with the stand sitting there in their full blue navy suits and the hats and the ties and the jackets?
Good on them. Good on them. Need more of it.
Do you reckon you would have felt like an absolute dickhead if you lost the game, though?
No, because they've been doing that for a while. So it wasn't just the 1 year that they've been doing it. It had been starting. And it's only Brisbane games that they do it. It's only Brisbane.
It's only up at Brisbane, yeah.
It's only up at Brisbane. So I think a couple of people started off, and it's just grown from there, and they've organised them. I love it. I reckon it's awesome. And who cares if they lost?
So
More
you
clubs should do it.
So you don't like the Australian Open guys who do it, but
They're wankers because they are just wankers. The fanatics are wankers. The Blues Brothers love it.
What about? Okay, so are you a fan? Are you a fan of football dress-up days?
What do you mean football dress-up days?
Oh, like if footy were to bring in something like that, a dress-up round, like
Heritage Round.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
like, isn't it day 3 of the Brisbane Test, or there's maybe no? Is it the New Zealand Australian Test series at the moment? Day 3 of the first match, wasn't it a dress-up day or something?
I don't know, but
What if we did something like that? Dress-up day.
I wouldn't mind a dress-up day. Well, you do it every week. You come dressed as paroled prisoners, parolees. That's what you go as every home game. You go as parolees, and you wave your scarves, and never tear us apart.
Yeah,
I love it. Melbourne guys could come as stockbrokers or lawyers.
R.M. Williams salesman.
R.M. Williams salesman. Exactly right.
What
else could come as surfers.
You guys are, I reckon Melbourne's more like Ponzi schemes. Ponzi schemes is Melbourne's thing.
No, GWS could come as halal snack packs.
Okay, so all right, so that one there, the observation there. Was there much of a hoo-ha with Dimmer coaching against his old club?
No. Who cares? You reckon he's the first coach to ever do that?
No. But did it add an extra spice as a viewer from your perspective?
No. I was just happy to see him get a win over Richmond.
And I suppose, seeing Rao walk away with 30 centre clearances was just unbelievable.
Mate, he had 11 clearances at half time.
Do you know what boots he wears?
I don't know. He wears black
Asics.
boots. Black
Asics.
boots. Black
Asics he wears.
boots. And the shortest socks in the AFL.
He's
like
pretty
his
good.
anklets. He wears the smallest anklet socks I think I've seen. He chews grass. He wears anklets and black boots. And then you see Tuke Miller, long socks.
So then let's go back to the first game, Peps.
Yep.
Your game.
Yep. Thursday night game.
20-27 at halfway through the third quarter. Something like that.
I think it might have been half time. Like I said, it was the first game. It was humid. It was sweaty. It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Has it vindicated the AFL's decision to do a split round 1 and give teams who a bye when they didn't need a bye, so then they actually miss out on a bye when they need a bye? Compromised already more than half of the AFL squad.
Nah, it's not going to compromise it. It'll plan itself out.
Peps, it's like starting a new job and then on the Tuesday saying take a long service leave. Like, you've already come off with no work for the first little bit.
I don't have an issue with it at all, J-Dog. I really don't. I don't have an issue with it.
Because you get now 2 buys in the season when you need them.
No, I don't. I'll get one in 3 or 4 weeks. I don't need a buy after 4 weeks.
You don't need a buy after 0 rounds.
No, you didn't get a buy after 0 rounds. You just didn't start. you just didn't start.
So would you want to see it again?
Pardon?
Would you want to see it again next year?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't know. Viewers, listeners, what do you reckon? Did you mind 0
I don't know.
rounds?
I was flat.
Your team wasn't playing. That's
Exactly. Right. That's the problem. That's my problem last week. It's my problem this week.
If they had the same teams do it every year, they're not having an issue. If it
Also,
I wouldn't care less.
Thursday night,
Yep.
we gave the spanking to the NRL going to Vegas and having 40,000 there.
Yep.
Thursday night attracted 40,000 people to the opening game of the AFL.
Yep.
As opposed to the traditional Carlton Richmond opener, which is in excess of 90,000.
What's your point?
What do you mean? What's my point?
That's
what people want to go see. That's what people want to go and do.
Who wants to see? They're going to get it this weekend. There's no big issue. All right? And don't give me this traditional Carlton Richmond thing. It's only been going on about 10 years. So it's not traditional.
More than 10 years. More than 20. 15.
No, it's not 20. Look it up.
15. Probably 20 years. I'm going to say 20.
No way.
I'm closer to 20 than it is to 10.
Listeners, leave a comment. How long has the Richmond Carlton games been going as round one? It has been no longer than 15 years. You reckon 20?
No, you said 10.
Oh, I'll make it 15. At the most. 15 at the most.
So I said closer to 20. You're saying 10, and then you're saying, it's 15 at most.
Yeah. No, I just think that it was beautiful for the northern states, but the rest of the states, not
that sucked. It sucked. Let's never do it again.
Couple things coming off the chat already. Yes, it says Peps could have got 20 clearances in that shit against that shit Tigers side. Craig, don't be stupid. Probably would have had 30. Leali, great to see you as always. Now, this is an interesting one that I wanted to bring up a little bit later on. We call the Yankers wankers, right? What about, it's come up from Craigie the Wessels over there in the US of A. As a Yank, I can't condone Mason Cox's pre-game actions. What did you think of it, J-Dog?
To be completely honest with you, I don't have an issue with it at all. Like zero issues with it. If you want to run through them and get a bit of a clip across the ears from the other supporting team, because I don't know, I just said no issue. It's a play on for me.
Look, if you remember Dermy running through the huddle at Essendon,
that's who I thought exactly the same thing.
Okay, you tried to compare Dermy and Mason Cox.
I'm trying to just say it's a play on.
One guy backs it up on the field consistently. The other's Mason Cox. Don't go writing checks your skill set can't cash. At least against GWS. Like that was, they tore him to shreds. He was a liability. So to go and do that, but the AFL, come on. Can you please write a letter to please explain your actions? Like, that's where the AFL just make me go, let it alone. The more you bring to it. Oh, look, I didn't have an issue with it. He's a wanker, and we know that. Collingwood supporters love him. 17 other clubs that can't stand the bloke. So be it. I would have loved to have seen Big Mummy take out the big cock.
Well, that is a lovely segue, Peps, into a chat that I just talked on last week a little bit. Didn't talk much about it. But Alistair Clarkson. We're talking about officials, game day officials and coaching staff getting involved on the
we did
on-field stuff.
Yep.
So Mummy obviously must have seen the Clarko incident and thought, I'm not going to turn around and smack Mason maybe.
Yep.
But Clarkson, what's going on there? There's a bit of mayo on this one.
Oh.
I said I have an issue with it. You I don't. That was your original stance. I can quote your words.
Yeah.
Your words.
I think he's just got.
You said you would love a guy to go in there and bat for your team like that.
Mate, I'll tell you what. Look, here's the way I look at it. From an external perspective, they would have been really upset with it. Within the four walls, if I could throw a cliche, those players would have been loving it for that coach to be standing up. His players just been, and don't give me this careless. That's what it was graded, careless. That was the most intentful knockout I've seen in a long time. That's not right, J-Dog. Like, he shouldn't have done it. And I think it's because he's got a long record. If it was somebody like Matthew Nix doing it, then they would have probably gone, hey, just buddy, pull your head in. But because it was Clarkson, he's got a long history of doing it. I can see why the AFL were really peeved with it.
You're
That's
going
the only
with
reason. I'm definitely going that. That's the only. Look, the AFL don't like him. You can see. You can't tell me that the AFL like Clarkson.
I would have thought that a younger coach would have got a much harsher penalty. I was thinking the other way, that Clarko, the legacy coach, the good bloke of the AFL, they celebrate that sort of stuff. That they were lenient with what was it, 20 grand?
But
20
what's a
grand
suspended
fined?
sentence, J-Dog?
Suspended?
What's a suspended sentence?
It just means it hangs over your head and don't do it again.
When is anybody ever? What does a suspended sentence give? It's like when you fine a player $5,000 for a jumper punch when they're on 500,000 a year.
I do
They
agree.
find that under the couch.
Some players on 500,000.
The average age is 430.
Average, yeah.
Average wage is 430 ish. Like they should have either give them 2 weeks or don't. Like it's like dancing with your sister. I say it all the time. It's a little bit of this side, it's a little bit of that side, but it doesn't really get anywhere in the long run.
How would you feel about in the baseball?
Yep.
Coaches get ejected.
Yep.
How would you feel about a coach getting ejected on game day?
I don't think you're going to get a coach ejected on game day because no one sees them.
What about a coach or a runner ejected? Runners get involved? I'll say it again. Sorry, an official, a team official getting ejected.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen unless it was something like that happened on the weekend. But even what he said, what is this world coming to when you can't even call someone a rock trucker? Like you can't even call them a rock trucker, and it blows up. That's what I'd be calling Lee Ali before the game. Come on, mate, you're going to have a great game, you big rock trucker.
Don't say the other one.
I'm going to say it, but that's what it's just, are we just soft? Have we just become soft?
I think it's professional, not soft, professional.
You haven't been on a footy field, have you?
No, not for a while, no.
Not for a while. All right. It doesn't matter.
But this is bush footy.
It doesn't matter. It's pathetic, to be honest, J-Dog. This shouldn't have even got a... And then to say it's homophobic, that's disgraceful to the LGBTQIA plus community. A straight man could be a rock crocker if they wanted to. There's nothing wrong with that. Is there? I just think it's blown out of control. There's worse things going on than that.
100%. But isn't this what AFL is about? Isn't that what we care about? It's what sells papers.
It just makes you sit back and go, if it's woke, it's broke. And that's woke.
All right. What's our next thing we're going to talk about? Hang on. Sorry, on that one there. Clarko, listeners, viewers, Clarko suspended sentence. Yes, no, what should have been the appropriate punishment if there was punishment?
It was putrid. That's what it should have been. Putrid. Nothing should have happened at all whatsoever. Yeah, here's a good comment. This is a great comment from Roo Boy. Goodsy started it all.
Which one?
Well, the Adam Goods or the other Goods? The one that didn't get a game? Adam Goods started it all when he sucked it up all the time.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Why?
Because I don't understand all the other things to it.
Yep.
I think there's a tinge of everything in that one.
Yep. There's a bit of tinge of it. You just don't want to go near that one?
I just don't want to go near
all
it.
right.
I'm going to straight bat that one.
All right. We'll straight bat that one. But that could be an issue where it's blown up. Well, by the way, did you also see that I think it was Lockett, Paul Kelly, a couple of others have been asked to join the New South Wales Hall of Fame?
I did see that, Chris.
And Goodsy said no.
Once again, I'm just good line of length. I'm just gonna.
He's gonna rate down, let that one go through to the keeper.
I'm just gonna let it go through, mate.
Okay. Trying out a bit of burley, not getting much biting tonight.
Well, tell us how you feel about it.
I don't know.
Look, if people have their reasons, they have their reasons.
They have their reasons.
That's it. It's a shame. I think it's a shame. I think it's a celebrated player. I would love to see him get all the accolades and the rewards and all that and recognition from AFL, even though they didn't step in early and all that.
I
But
agree.
he has his reasons, and that's his reasons.
J-Dog, and he has as many reasons as he likes, and I'm happy that he has. It's not for me. I can only imagine what he's gone through. But to always say that the booing of him was racist driven, when plenty of other people get booed and it's not brought up at all, that's what I have an issue with. I have an issue with that.
Okay.
And no one has actually ever been asked that I know, why do you boo? They just assume.
Yeah.
And you assume it makes an ass out of you or me.
I'm very strong on the fact that I have no issue with people with booing. I'm strong on that issue. It's theatre. It's what it is.
It's theatre. It's what it is. And I believe it got turned into something that it wasn't.
Okay.
Yep. That's my humble opinion. And I could be wrong. And I probably am in the eyes of many watching this and listening to this right now. But that's
Did we get booed on the weekend? Probably not.
No, of course not.
No, good bloke.
Players get booed when you watch when Ginnivan first plays Collingwood. He's going to get booed.
Yeah, I know.
Is that racist? Like that's the box that we've put everything into. And I don't.
Right, we've gone off track.
Well, not really. It just sort of organically went that way.
What else is on there? What else do you want to have a
No,
chat
you had
about?
something on your agenda, didn't you, that you wanted to get onto?
No, nothing in mind.
Okay. You looking forward to this week, though?
I think, yes, I am. I'm looking forward to seeing a full round of football and turning it onto the TV and having more than just one game to choose.
Yep.
That's what I missed.
You know, it's kind of interesting, though, J-Dog. Like, we're trying to plan tonight's show, and I was looking at what came out of the weekend's football. With only 4 games, there was so much to talk about, but once you sort of get through that, that first layer of content, there's not really much to it. Sydney were okay. Melbourne were okay, but poor towards the back end. Brisbane fell away. They looked really awesome and fell away. We know what the Blues did. Collingwood looked poor throughout the entire game. Never looked like they were near it. And GWS looked like they've actually taken another step than they did last year. Richmond were just average, but we knew that was going to occur. And what Gold Coast delivers is exactly what we expected. So there's not really much more that we can talk about. Outside is there's lots of stuff coming in, J-Dog, on the chat. A lot of people saying that Wayne Carey was booed. Rambo has said that he was booed because he was a flog. Winmar was never booed. Franklin was never booed. Rioli was never booed. So there is something that seems to be a bit of a theme here.
I have a question.
Yeah, mate.
Is calling someone a flog, is that just like a real Aussie thing? Does any other countries do that?
Of course not. That's what other country calls anyone a flog or a wanker? A knob?
Like, is it a UK thing? Because obviously our humour is very aligned with the UK stream, not more like the US is not really our stream.
You're a gaff. You're a gaff.
Yeah, but what do they call, like, is a flog is something they call over there? They call people wankers. Like, we always got we've got the bus wanker from in between us.
Yeah, but you're just a knob. Just a knob.
Yeah, but is flog the colloquial term for, it could be anyone?
Yeah, anyone.
Or is a...
But a flog can be used in, mate, you're an absolute flog. Mate,
yeah, I agree.
You've had bad golf shot, mate. You're a flog. The missus does something, mate, Dale, you're a flog. She'll go, oh, you're a flog. And then you get crazy. It just happens. Like wanker, it's just all of those. That's what's great about being an Aussie. We can take the piss out of each other. We don't mean it. Tosser, wanker. Yeah. What are some of them? What are some of the colloquialisms that we are famous for here in Australia that nobody else says? I want to see them.
What have we got on the chat here?
I want to hear them on the chat.
He's a wanker. Your mate? Your mate's an Aussie one.
Your mate. Just mate.
No, your mate. When someone says, oh, your mate over there, and you're like, yeah.
Your mate. Oh, here we go. Goose, Nuffy, Tosser, Wanker. What about a MILF and a DILF? Are they... Now, Stifler's mum started the MILF, didn't she?
Yeah, that was back in the
pig.
2000s.
What a pig. You're a pig.
I've never used that.
Never used a pig?
What have I used here? Goose? You're a goose. Yeah,
Knob
can't really use
jockey?
that.
Can't say that, can we?
Wanker, tosser, nuffy, goose, pig. Yeah, I don't know. I just your mate, but yeah, just the word, just flog,
Yeah,
just flog.
just a
It's a funny
flog.
one.
Hey, can I have a chat about this week's games?
Yeah, sure I
Because
can.
I really want to, because this is really.
Actually, no. I'm
Oh, okay.
gonna stop you first.
What about you? Oh, you're a dog.
Sorry,
Good one.
sorry,
What about
sorry,
Dilly Gaff?
sorry, pig.
Sorry, the big flop.
um, I am shocked at how often I'm aligning some of I'm agreeing with Kane Corns these days.
Oh, hold on.
I know.
Hold on. What do you mean? Can you
On Sat on.
hold
There's
on.
your,
You've just dropped a bombshell.
you know how when you get older in life, you start to agree with people you thought 20 years ago you never agree with, or 10 years ago, and you're like, yeah, they got a point.
Why
Kane Corns is this sometimes with me. He said on the Sunday Footy Show that he does not understand why there is a big song and dance made around Harry Mackay kicking a goal to win his team.
Yes. So for the people who hadn't tuned in, Harry Mackay, he'd be on what, 800 Gs plus a year?
800 plus for 7 years, over
Coleman
7 years.
medal in a hashtag COVID affected season, who is paid as a forward, kicked a goal under pressure, and they are saying he's back. I don't
A
think
set
he was
shot
ever,
from 30 out.
from 30 out. I don't think he was ever there in the first place. Like, I agree. I sat there listening to that, and I wholeheartedly agree. If you're telling me that Harry's back, well, he wasn't there in the first place. Charlie
And the media
was.
blow up. The
Oh,
post game, they were asking him about it. All the media, the Sunday Footy Show stuff. It was all focused on a forward getting paid $1 million a season, kicking a goal, which is his position.
which is his job.
And they're making it out
job.
like it's the most miraculous thing that's ever happened.
J-Dog, it'd be like me and you going into a training seminar and go, oh, mate, they were awesome. He actually timed it well. He took attendance.
He spoke.
He spoke. He used big gestures. He even used flip charts. My God, he was on fire. He's back. Like that's just what we do. And any of you guys listening to this, any of you girls listening to this, if you're flipping burgers at Macca's and you're flipping both sides of the burger and you're putting 3 pickles on, that's not exceptional. You're doing your job. And Harry was doing his job, and they made a big fluff out of nothing. And
so I agree with Kane.
Why wouldn't you?
Wholeheartedly agree with Kane.
I sat there when he was saying it going, yeah, and then they were trying, but he's kicking, has been.
He's kicked 2 goals a game, 3 goals a game.
He's just got better at his job. He's just got better at his job.
Can you imagine if the media blew up a Dunstall? Like, growing up, I expected a Dunstall, a Plugger, a Sav, a Neats.
A Lloyd.
Anywhere within a 50-metre, I expected that to be a goal. Anything less was an absolute travesty for what their job is.
But if they missed, it wasn't a shank.
No.
And it wasn't around the corner.
It was a slight push, left or right.
Yeah. Unbelievable the blow up over that. Oh, he's back. Good on you, Harry. And it's like, that's what he should have been doing last year. And the year before. And the year before as well. So I think we just like to see things clearly. But you know what? Ruboy. I tell you what, Ruboy is on fire tonight. Last week it was Tommy the rampaging Roker. Now it's Jazz Boy. Jazz has come out and said, but can he kick him from 30?
But he usually can't kick from 30.
This wasn't from 30. This was from close to 50, wasn't it?
No, it was 30, 35.
Oh, a little bit longer than that. But I reckon. I reckon.
If you're an AFL player,
Yep.
I don't want to get in this argument with you again because you'll go down your AFL players as athletes. But if you are a forward and you're struggling to kick a ball 30 metres in front for a goal and you're paid as a forward, that is an issue. That is a skill issue.
Can I tell you, if you were playing local footy and you were a forward and you couldn't kick them, you know where you'd be? Centre half back.
Wing.
No, centre half back by halfway through the second quarter. We're making a change.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they thought Harry's back.
Yeah.
And he's done it once. Wouldn't it be great if he just came out and just fudged it this week?
This is what people are expecting now.
I can't. I'd love it. I would love for it to happen. Not for him, but just to say all the media. Oh, a J-Dog. Guess what happened? It happened again on the weekend.
Uh-oh.
It happened again. Callum Brown from the GWS Giants. He's got a bag of 5.
Another 5.
It's not a bag. Watch this, and I'll prove it on the chat right now, everybody. What is a bag? How many do you have to kick to have a bag? A proper bag, not a modern day bag, a proper bag.
I'm a fan of changing the definition.
No, you can't. You can't change it, J-Dog.
We can change it, Peps.
You
We
can't
just
change
change it.
You can't change it.
5 and 6. There we go. We're in the ballpark already.
No. 3?
Thank you, live listeners. You are just triggering Peps hard here.
Oh, you freaking idiots. It's 6. 6 is a bag. 5 is a handful. 3 is a two.
Craig.
6 is a bag.
Boy,
because you need more than one handful, you dipsticks. Oh, no. It's just like saying, yeah, thank you, Rude Boy. It's 6.
It's 5.
It's not 5. 3's a reach around. 12 is a dozen. Exactly right. You can't go changing them. Oh, so what are you going to say that, he had 15, but that's a 30. That's an old school 30 when he has 40.
It's 5. 5's a bag these days, Peps. You got to be modernised.
No, you need to just stick with tradition. It is 6. All right? Okay. 5 is I might have to ban Tom. It could happen. Our first ever banning. Right out. Can we get into this week's games? Because
yes,
I'm really looking forward to it. And I'd love to get your just a little opinion on these before we get into the proper predictions that I'll be going live.
Proper round 1, you mean?
All right, here we go. Thursday night, Carlton and Richmond.
Opening game of the season. Good to see. Traditional.
Before we even go, I think Craigie Wessels has actually said it better. In today's PC, everyone gets a trophy. It's a bag when every player in the starting 18 gets a goal. I think you're right there, Craig. Everybody gets a goal, Oprah style. Everybody gets one. I think, you know what? And actually, Tommy, because you've requested it, here it comes. Bags, bags, bags. We love it when they're kicking. Bags, bags, bags. It's got to be 6 more. Oh, yeah. Do you know somebody on the chat last week wanted to hear about bags, bags, bags? And he threw it at me, and I'd never spoken to him before. And he goes, bags, bags, bags. Love what you do.
Very good.
Love it. I love it.
All right. Carlton, Richmond.
Carlton. Length of the Flemington Straight.
Carlton for you.
Yep.
I'm interested to see what Richmond do. Richmond this year fascinates me.
Do they?
They just fascinate me.
That's good. Now,
aging list, new coach, all that sort of thing.
Friday night, 7th versus 3rd. Collingwood, Sydney.
It's a good game.
That's going to be a good game.
I'm going to go Collingwood on that one there.
I don't know yet. I don't know. Mate, there's some cracking games. 145 on the weekend.
See, this is opening round.
Yeah. Essendon Hawthorn.
Great game. Traditional.
Who do you trust?
Well, they've both got 0 form, apparently. Because they didn't play that stupid thing last week. I'm going to go Hawthorn. Even though they've lost literally half their squad in one practice match.
Yeah, I think I'll go Essendon. But not much confidence. Giants North.
Can I go for an upset? I'm going to go North on this one.
You can do that. You're part of the show.
Thanks, Peps.
Don't know for how much longer.
Hang on. We've got a stadium change? Or is this a new stadium?
No, it's
Engie Stadium.
Engie Stadium. That's where they played last week.
So is that the new name of it?
Yeah, Engie Stadium. Yep.
Who's Engie?
They're an energy company.
Are they really?
Yes, I am.
I forgot a few
Geelong
things there.
versus St Kilda at GMHBA Stadium. The opening of the new stand, which we all paid for, Victorian taxpayers.
I just say Engie is a terrible name for an energy company. That's lazy. It's like you half-ass spelt it. Just do something exciting with it. Anyway, so who was the game? What was the game?
Okay, tune in, brother. Cats versus Saints.
Cats.
Cats. I think
Cats.
at home.
Cats gonna be good this year.
I don't think so. Suns versus Adelaide. This will actually be a good game, I reckon. At Gold Coast as well. I think Suns.
People First Stadium.
Yep. I think the run and also the heat up there in Queensland is going to take the toll on Adelaide, and I think the Suns will take that one out.
Quick facts, quick quiz. Who's People First?
They're a bank.
Good work.
Not the type of bank that you'd normally go to.
Definitely not. I like banks that stipulate that they are money first. I like them to actually be more focused on that than people.
Do you reckon they're a spank bank?
Like a sperm bank?
Because it's people first. Something that's for all of us. Hey,
Doggies
Doggies versus...
Hang on, you don't get my tip.
Well, hurry up.
Sorry. I'm wasting the internet.
Wow.
I'm going to go Adelaide Crows.
Okay. Melbourne Doggies.
Oh, Doggies. Easy. Move next game. Port Adelaide.
These will come back on that one. Port Adelaide versus the Weagles at Port Adelaide.
Adelaide Oval.
I hope
What do they do?
I hope Harley Reid has 40, kicks 8. And the game that nobody is going to watch, which is Freo versus Brisbane Lions, the graveyard shift, 6:50. Beautiful game.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a great game. It's a great slot for the WA games.
Oh, yeah, we like this because we can watch it having dinner.
Yeah, I like this game.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to go Dockers.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that could be an upset. Could you imagine if after round 1, technically the second round, but round 1, Collingwood are winless, Melbourne winless, Brisbane winless.
Yep.
Gold Coast 2 wins. GWS 2 wins. Be interesting.
It's not a real ladder, is it?
It's not
going
really
to sort itself out until round 107.
Round 106. I don't know. I'd love to hear what everybody else says. So I reckon we're done for tonight. It's a bit of a shorter show tonight because we had a shorter round. We would have had more to talk about, but we don't have more. There were no bags. No one dominated. There wasn't really much to talk about other besides, and you didn't want to talk about Goodsy, so that knocked off 15 minutes of the show. So I think we're pretty much done for the night.
I can talk about anything I want to talk about. I just can't be bothered talking about that.
Has anybody got a question that you want to ask us on the show?
Actually, there's a couple of things. Let's go through the chat here. There's a couple of things. Okay, so a couple of things. Craig Jones put up a thing saying that Dave Granger passed away. Port Adelaide, great. He played.
Was he really that great though?
Of course he was.
All he did was smack people.
Yeah, final game, 92 prelim, final sample. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. I just thought he smacked people.
He hit Graham Corns. Like what else? Like he's living the dream.
He had a crown. He did that many king hits. He had a crown he used to wear.
Hey, apparently if you hit a Corns, that's a great day.
Oh.
Families talk about that around.
Kane Corns is a very, very nice guy in real life, and that was from the physio who did his work while he did his big run. He went with him for the whole thing, and he reckons he's a really nice guy.
Well, I've met Kane once, and he seemed like a lovely fellow himself. He was promoting pure blonde beer.
Oh, lovely.
Low carb. Ben King leading the Coleman. Yes, that's definitely true from Tom. Matt Rowell into favourite for the Brownlow from 150 to 1. 150 seems really long odds for Matty Rowell.
Yeah, but you remember he had 8 votes in his first, or 9 votes in his first 3 games of a season, and then got injured.
Yeah, but a player like him up there, you'd think he'd dominate most of the vote. If they win,
No, but I still think Noah Anderson has something. There's something about Anderson. I've got him in my multi for. I've got a multi for Larky to win the Coleman.
Yeah.
Wardlow for Rising Star, and Anderson for the Brownlow.
Oh God. I put two and two together. Like Tommy's really up tonight, and I'm like, why is he so excited for? He loves being part of the show, but Suns obviously played very well. That's why.
Suns won.
Yeah,
Suns won. And when Suns win, Tommy's in.
Saints
didn't play, did they? No buzz.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. So I'll be back with my tips this week. For everybody, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, jump onto the YouTube channel, subscribe. You get all the great content. You get us.
If Pep gets his editing underway.
Yep. That's about it. We'll see you next week, live on the tube, live on the pod. But more importantly, J-Dog, thank you very, very much. Great to see that your screaming kids and my screaming kids haven't interrupted us tonight, which we thought that might have occurred. But more importantly, J-Dog, you will actually get to say this. And also for Craig Wessels joining us from all the way in the US of A, thank you very much, kind sir. Hope the presidential race goes beautifully for you over there. How do you want your 2024 footy, my friend?
Traditional round one and lace out.